you approached the microphone and gave in front of the fans, I think one of the most gracious speeches I've ever heard.
When the game numbers on the warehouse changed during the fifth innings over the past several weeks, the fans in this ballpark responded incredibly. I'm not sure that my reactions showed how I really felt. I just didn't know what to do. Tonight, I want to make sure you know how I feel. As I grew up here, I not only had dreams of being a big league ball player, but also of being a Baltimore Oriole. As a boy and a fan, I know how passionate we feel about baseball and the Orioles here. And as a player, I have benefited from this passion. For all of your support over the years, I want to thank you, the fans of Baltimore, from the bottom of my heart. This is the greatest place to play.
When you approached that microphone, the gravitas of the moment, kind of knowing what you'd been part of and what you were about to share, what emotions did you have before you said the first word, Cal?
Wow. I think when the realization happened that I was going to have to say something or make some sort of remarks, it was first a little bothersome and a little nervous. I'm thinking, I can play in front of 50,000 people, but I don't want to stand behind a microphone and talk, to 50,000 people and then how many more millions that are watching on TV. So that was a little intimidating to me at first. And of course, you want to thank everybody that was in your whole life. It's the same feeling when you go to the Hall of Fame, is that you review your life and you got to figure out why you're here and how you got here and who was instrumental. And you have a long list of people that were helpful. But in that moment at September 6th, after the game was over, I had really pushed it down to just a few people, not to leave anybody else out, but the people that were really important. I identified Eddie Murray, to some people's surprise. But the hardest one was talking about my mom.
What can I say about my mom? She is an unbelievable person. She let my dad lead the way on the field, but she was there in every other way, leading and shaping the lives of our family off the field. She's the glue who held our lives together while we grew up, and she's always been my inspiration.
Where I heard your voice crack was when you talked about your mom. What was it about Vi that stirred something within you?
Well, the importance of her in my life. Most people think I grew up in a professional baseball family, and my dad worked with me nonstop. He made me into a baseball player. But the actual truth was he had his own career. Baseball occupied all of his time, and it took my dad away from me in many ways. So many times when all the other kids had their dads there for games, for school events and all that kind of stuff, my mom was that person that played the role of my dad and my mom. She was there to put your arm around you when things didn't go well. She was there to lift you up and celebrate when you did. So the importance of her in your lives, and then trying to actually say how important that was, I couldn't get through the words. I had to practice it like 150 times just to get through that part and take some of the emotion out, because it was that meaningful. And even now, I kind of relive the whole feeling when I'm talking to you right now, is that you start to get this feeling that comes over you that's emotional. It's good stuff, and it should be.